Hi, my name is Suzanne Brady, and this is my NUN experience. When I saw the word congratulations in my letter from Northeastern, I remember being too ecstatic to read the details. Later, I learned that I was accepted into the NUN program where I could travel abroad as a freshman. I love traveling and seeing the world, so I knew that this was the right program for me. All I had to do was graduate, say goodbye to my dog and family, and find out how to pack my entire closet into 2 suitcases. After a 7-hour flight from Boston, I hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream in my overweight suitcases. A 16-hour plane ride with 100 other NUN students brought us to our home for the next 4 months, Melbourne, Australia. We had a week of much-needed orientation, and we shopped for our kitchen supplies and our dorms. I had a unique dorm with only one suite mate and a shared kitchen, bathroom, and living room. It took a while to get used to cooking for myself, but I quickly adapted to the independent lifestyle. On August 1st, I had my first ever college class. I am undecided, so all my classes were very general, but I enjoyed them and interacting with Australians a lot. In our free time, the student advisors put on many events for us to bond, like a trip to the aquarium, Tim Tam Tuesday, kangaroo cook-offs, and going to trampoline center. This made it easy for me to meet everyone and make close friends. We also went on excursions to experience the culture and meet the locals. We visited Phillips Island where we went on dune sledding, saw pelican feeding, and had breathtaking views on the coast. At Healesville Sanctuary, we got to see dingoes, koalas, kangaroos, and other indigenous animals. Our tour guide taught us how to throw boomerangs that actually work, though I still struggled to catch one. One of our last excursions was on the Great Ocean Road. We saw the 12 Apostles, went cave exploring, and swam in the freezing water. One weekend, we also took a trip to Sydney. My friends and I went biking on the coast, saw the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and we even got to see a show in the Opera House. As we got more comfortable in our new home, my friends and I began to do some exploring of our own. We went inside iconic Melbourne buildings such as the State Library of Victoria, which can house over 1 million books. We also visited St. Kilda Beach with its tiny penguins and one of the oldest running roller coasters in the world. Once it started getting warmer, we spent a day at Brighton Beach in front of the famous bathhouses. Our student advisors also put on a Melbourne-style husky hunt, where we discovered hidden treasures of the city that we otherwise would not have noticed. The Australian rules football final was held in Melbourne, so my friends and I got to watch the game with the locals. The first 2 months of our trip flew by, and spring break rolled around. In September, a group of 6 of my friends and I traveled to Queenstown, New Zealand for a week of adventure. We went on a canyon swing, whitewater rafting, biking, jet boating, luging, hiking, ziplining, and skydiving.
Love is a funny thing. Takes you where you least expect it and throws you out to sea.
This trip was absolutely unforgettable, and I am so glad I got to experience it with some of my closest friends. To give back to the community, we volunteered at events like a walk in the park, which fundraises money for research on Parkinson's, and Around the Bay in a Day, which is a bike race that raises money for children in need. For my own service, I boxed food at a local church and worked as a pronunciation tutor on campus for international students that were learning English. Looking back on this trip, I am so glad I decided to go abroad for a semester. Every day in Melbourne was a new adventure, and I learned something new with every step. Because I was on my own for 4 months, I began to develop important skills such as time management to juggle homework, excursions, cooking, laundry, and sleep. I also learned how to cope with culture shock and how to interact with local Australians who are sometimes hard to understand. I felt very fortunate to be in this program since only 4% of college students get the opportunity to study abroad for a semester. This experience has completely changed me and my outlook on life, and I cannot wait to plan my next co-op at Northeastern. Though it was a challenge to make the most of Australia while keeping up with schoolwork, it was so worth it, and I am now prepared to face school in Boston while I will hopefully play volleyball, travel more, and never forget my NUN experience.